Voters in 4 states went to the polls yesterday to pick Republican and Democratic Party nominees ahead of November's midterm elections. Lisa Desjardins reports.
Last night's primaries spanned the country and the political spectrum, from more liberal Oregon to conservative Idaho and Nebraska to swing state Pennsylvania. And a clear theme: wins by women in competitive congressional races, from environmental planner Jamie McLeod Skinner in Oregon to Nebraska and nonprofit executive Kara Eastman, who pulled off an upset over a more moderate Democrat. Nowhere felt the so-called pink wave more than Pennsylvania, which currently has no women in Congress. That will change next year. Last night, 1 Republican and 7 Democratic women won their primaries there, setting up one race where both candidates are women. Among the Pennsylvania winners, Democrat Susan Wild, the progressive solicitor of Allentown.
This isn't just for me. This isn't just for the next generation. This is for women who have been waiting a long time to have an equal voice in our government. And I want to be part of the group that does that.
To take a closer look at the results, I'm joined by Dave Davies. He's a senior reporter at PBS station WHYY in Philadelphia. Dave, let me ask you, you've been covering politics for 30 years. What did primary voters tell us last night?
Well, I think in Pennsylvania, they told us that they're ready for a change. But, the biggest changes really, Lisa, are the changes in the playing field in Pennsylvania. If you look in the Philly area, 3 things happened. One, there is a surge of activity among progressive Democrats, a lot of them women who ran for office and contributed to candidates. Second, this is a seismic shift. The state Supreme Court redrew all of the congressional boundaries, regarded them as gerrymandered in favor of Republicans, and the new boundaries, drawn by a court of justices largely elected as Democrats in partisan races, created districts more favorable to Democrats. Third thing, 3 Republican representatives decided not to run again. So you had more Democrat-friendly districts and no Republican incumbents. That was attractive to a lot of Democratic women in particular, and they got in and really performed yesterday.
Trying to get to a national summary here, Democrats are hoping that those open seats in Pennsylvania are one of the ways they're going to take over the House. But yet, if more progressive candidates, as we saw last night, are winning, what is your take? Are those progressive candidates more or less likely to help Democrats in the fall?
Well, I think because the seats have been rearranged, I think at least 3 of the progressive Democrats who won yesterday are very likely to win their elections in the fall, and that would result in a net gain of 2 seats for the Pennsylvania delegation for the Democrats. I think they have a very real shot at 3 more, and that could mean that Pennsylvania could contribute 5 seats to a pretty good head start for the Democrats to try and retake the House.
As we saw some progressive Democrats win last night, also a conservative Republican, Lou Barletta, in the Senate race, won that Republican primary. What do you make of the dynamics there? How much is President Trump going to be a factor in Pennsylvania's Senate race?
He is going to be a factor. Lou Barletta, who is a congressman from eastern Pennsylvania, he championed cracking down on immigrants when he was the mayor of a town called Hazleton. That's how he became well known. In Congress, he is among the earliest and most vocal supporters of President Trump. So President Trump's going to be a big factor in that race no matter what happens. Barletta is going to be taking on a 2-term incumbent, Bob Casey, a Democrat who's not exactly in Mr. Excitement, but he comes from a well-known family name. So I think Trump's going to be a big issue in that race in the fall.
6 months to go. You have a very interesting state. We have an interesting midterm election nationally. We'll keep checking back with you. Dave Davies of WHYY, thank you.
Good to be with you.